Hey guys, look what we're working on today. Finally got my brake parts for the 1947 Chrysler New Yorker with the straight 8 flathead Spitfire engine in it. Kind of cool. Found this on eBay. Little new old stock brake parts. This is master cylinder kit number 23, less the piston. Part number 5395. It says on the back here all the different applications. Kit number 23 is all Dodges 41 to 49. It's got everything. Oh, there we go. Plymouth, yeah, 42 to 49. Packard. Apparently this fits the Packards, all the Packards. There's DeSoto. Yeah, all DeSotos from 41 to 49. None of the Cadillacs. Chevys, Auburns, Buicks, those are all different. Anyway, that's our little kit. So we're gonna go in here. Here it is. Here's our master cylinder. I'm gonna pull the whole unit out and clean this thing right up on the bench, make her look brand new. It looks like we got 3 bolts and then a spring. And if I can undo this clutch rod, we should be able to take the whole assembly out with the clutch pedal and the brake pedal attached, and leave that all together, and then I'll work on it on the bench here. So yeah, wish me luck. I'm gonna do that, and then we'll bring you back in for some of the rebuild procedure here. Well, here she is on the bench, guys. Really wasn't that bad to get off with her up on the lift, especially leaving the pedals attached. We just had our 3 bolts, clutch rod, 1 little cotter pin, and that popped right off, no sweat. And then just the spring for the brakes. So now is the part where I try to get this undone and clean this all up. Come with a new boot, so we don't need that. And we'll get in here and we'll hone her out, shine her all up, hit her with the cheek poker, and she'll be brand new. How many years of grime built up on this thing, eh? Oh, 5/8 is the winner this time. Oh, it's not even tight. Look at that. Okay. Now, I don't know, I guess maybe I'll try and take the whole pedal off. See how bad it is. Oh, what's happening? Hey, we got it. Here we go. C-clip off. There she goes. Okay. That came out of there. I have this little washer on here that has that hole to hold the spring. So now, off comes our brake pedal. Okay. That gives us complete access to these 2 flathead screws and the push rod. That pulls on out of there now. We'll be reusing that. This little rubber thing, I think that was part of this boot probably originally. We got a new one in the kit. Now, these screws could be challenging. Close up look at what I'm dealing with here. Get all the rust and crud out of there so we get as good a bite off we can on them. Yeah, right. Oh yeah, got it. There we go. One flathead screw. Can we go 2 for 2? Oh yeah. They don't make them like that anymore, I tell you what. Okay, so we'll just try and turn this so you guys can see better. There we go. Okay, so I think we got kind of gasket on there next. Okay, I'm going to pop this cap off the other end here quick. I already had this off a few times when I was working on it in the car. I honed it out, at least the back half of that. And, you know, it was enough to get brakes for a little bit. We got that one, couple drives out of it. There we go. This is where our 2 front and rear brake lines attached to, and we can see right through those holes just fine. Now, I don't know if we'll get this piston out easily. It's pretty stuck in there, which is part of our problem. So, let's see. I'm going to try and push it out that way. I've already honed that end. There we go. Here she comes. Oh yeah, see, good thing we're going this deep. Look at that seal and all that gunk. That is just horrible. The spring and stuff is already out of here because I took it apart earlier, that far from this end. Now we can hone this thing entirely out. She'll be good as new on the inside. Guess I'll show you what's in the box here too. Comes with this nice diagram here. There's a warning, cup type valve or spring type valve. So we'll have to check over that, make sure we got the right stuff. I was thinking already I might reuse my spring. This one in the kit here has got this hole in the end. The one I took out of there is nice and flat, so we'll probably reuse that. Let's see, we got my original, they call this the cup. You see it's just torn right through on the side. There's our new one, size 1 1/8 inch. We got our new boot. This here looks like the seal that goes there on the piston. And we got this extra guy. Probably goes on the end here with this style spring, which I'm not going to use. So we'll just leave that in the box there for now. And, well, we might as well read this. Successful repairing of hydraulic brake cylinder depends on manner and care exercised in doing this work. Cleanliness is important. When cylinders are disassembled, all retaining parts should be washed in alcohol. How parts are replaced in master cylinder progressively. There we go, so we got a little diagram. Warning, do not use gasoline, kerosene, or any other fluid containing mineral. They are injurious to rubber parts and will cause immediate trouble. After completing the operation and all retaining parts are dry, inspect cylinder wall. If cylinder wall is rough and pitted, it should be polished with a hone. We're definitely doing that. All internal parts should be replaced with contents of this wheel cylinder. Parts should be replaced in exact manner as removed. Before replacing parts, be sure to dip them in new brake fluid. Also coat cylinder wall with new brake fluid. After installing cylinder on car, it's necessary to bleed system as follows. And yeah, we already know how to do that. So, okay. I guess maybe the first thing I'm going to do is just attack this whole thing with the cheek poker. Okay, so about takes care of that. Now, this will get ready to hone this thing. I'm going to do it from this side. Yeah, give you a little look in there. See the section I already honed when it was on the car, but now we're going to go all the way through, get her done right. Yeah, I'm going to try using some cutting fluid as my honing liquid. Got to be good enough for this. Okay, that ought to be good enough. Yeah, I like it. Totally clean now. Give you guys a look in there. It's nice and smooth all the way through. We're just gonna clean this up and start our reassembly. Beauty. Okay, so first part to go back on, this guy goes at the back. Okay, we've got our fancy little diagram out. Next thing to go in is the valve seat and valve, which is already on this guy. Just clean her up. Now it did say to dip all these new parts in brake fluid, so I'm going to do that. And we'll use this old frost plug as our dipper. Yeah. Okay, so in goes valve seat, valve, and spring. Next, we have our new cup. Got all oiled up, and she's gonna slide in there that way. Okay. After that, we've got our piston, which we still got to clean up here. This thing's disgusting. Okay. It's looking pretty good. I'll oil up this guy. See if we can't slide her on. It's sitting a little funny. But I guess that's the way it goes. Slide in there like that. Yep. Okay. So after that, I guess this doesn't show it on there, but this little gasket Well, it's not really gasket, it's metal. That ought to go on there next. After that's going to come this guy. We got our push rod here. We'll clean this up. There we go. That's gonna. Our old boot's probably gonna sit in this groove here, I'm thinking. Get her on. It's a little tight. There it is. And that's going to fit in there like that. So I think we need to put our brake pedal on here at the same time, which we should clean up a little too. Beauty. I think we'll probably grease up this shaft here too while it's off. There we go. This one go there. Bolt. And this little guy. Tight there. Okay, that guy in there. Look at that. Moves real nice. There's his boot's got a clip onto that little groove. Oh, we got our little clip to put back on here too. Alright, looks pretty good. And that, my friends, is how you rebuild brake master cylinder. We'll tighten that bolt, get a clip in it, we'll get her back on the car. I got one brake line to make, and then we're going for a drive. We're going to go and we're going to stop. Alright guys, well, I tried bleeding the brakes. Things were going okay till they weren't. Yeah, something went pop inside this left rear wheel, and now there's parts clunking around in there as I spin it. Can't really hear it right now. And it also started leaking really bad. One of the front wheels, I think, also leaking. Couldn't really get it to bleed. We had brakes briefly, drove around the yard, and then we didn't have any brakes, so I'm gonna just see if there's any way I can get these drums off without the fancy tool heavy duty brake drum tool that I don't have. See if I can even get the nut off for starters. And then I'll know what I need to buy to fix these. Assuming probably everything. Okay, all I do have here is my slide hammer, which is nowhere near large enough to do this. Yeah, this guy would fit if it was deeper, but so that's not going to happen. This one's deep enough, but not big enough. So I don't know. I could whack it with a hammer a couple times. Just maybe we get lucky. Let's see. I mean, when I look at this, it looks like the drum and the hub separate, but I guess they are riveted together here. I did read one thing where a guy said he ground these rivets off and then was able to separate the drum from the hub. I guess that's how these are put together. I could try that, I suppose, and then we're going to lose this big nub. She won't really be factory anymore. But at this point, who really cares? Alright, let's do it. Yep, here she goes. Ah! Oh yeah. Yeah, these are fine. Those are supposed to come off. Yep. So we got a little bit of rust inside the brake drum. Nothing we can't just, you know, grind up. Yeah. Let's see. Get my gloves off here. This wheel cylinder, it's totally missing the boot on this side. I guess this is part of it down here. So we're gonna need some shoes. Spring looks okay, and I think it's probably safe to say we should get wheel cylinders. Other than that, this looks fine. I've never seen this before, but these look like some kind of thread-on doohickeys to hold the shoes in place, perhaps. Yeah. Okay. Well, that answers my question for what we need to buy. At least here in the back. We'll probably do both sides. That just makes the most sense. Okay. Well, I'll slap this wheel back on. And we'll attempt to get a front wheel off too. Okay. We're here at the right front wheel. See if the situation is any better up here. This will also give me a chance to repack the wheel bearings. course. Always want to do that when you're into this style front end, rear end, wherever you're working. There we go. It does have grease in it. Pretty old and scuzzy. Oh yeah. Here we go. Should just pop right off, right? Come on. Yeah. Oh. That's actually a heck of a lot better. We definitely have some built up grease and oil and whatnot in here. But you know, the boots are still on there. Oh yeah, okay, yep, that's supposed to happen. This one too. Oh yep. Okay, so we need new front shoes. Yeah. Probably do the hoses while we're here. And yeah, I guess I'll just order up everything I can that goes in here, and we'll be rocking and a rolling, guys. Yeah, we're gonna need a new tie rod boot too. I want to thank you for taking the time today to stop in and watch this video, especially if you're here and you made it all the way to the end. We are slowly making progress when we get time on the 1947 Chrysler New Yorker. I think I'm going to end this video here, and we'll pick up again once we get new parts to actually fix the brakes. And then we'll go out for a cruise once again, and maybe we'll hit some of the local car shows with this beauty. We'll finish polishing up the roof. I got a guy lined up to replace those front windows because they're cracked pretty bad. And maybe in the meantime I will clean up these wheels, rust treat these. The portion here that was sitting below ground is pretty raunchy, but nothing that can't be cleaned up. I think the back might be even worse. Yeah, and we'll do some cruising. Hang in there, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.